So this is the probably very close to the site where John baptized Jesus. As you can tell, the Jordan River is just a muddy little stream. You could almost jump over it. This was, of course, very close to Jericho, and it would have been the closest point on the Jordan to Jerusalem. So Jesus was baptized by John here in this area. A lot of people came to be baptized by John. And remember the story of Naaman from the Old Testament, when the prophet told him, I want you to go and dip 7 times in Jordan. It made him angry. And he went away mad, saying, are not Abana and Pharpar much nicer rivers? You know, much nicer rivers than this in our own country. Why should I dip in this muddy water? And so that's what offended him right there. He didn't want to get in that. He didn't want to get in that and get wet. But when he finally did, when he finally submitted, he came up clean. He came up clean. So we're in Israel. Just across there is Jordan. That's Jordan. These people aren't in Jordan. These people are in Israel. This is the border between the two countries.
That's crazy. That's so small.
So what is it that makes them think that this is the spot? What?
Because of its location closest to Jerusalem, close to Jericho, and because when John was arrested, he was put in one of Herod's palaces. They've discovered a palace that belonged to Herod on the Jordanian side, just a little ways south of here. That's where John was. The Bible said when Jesus heard, he departed and went into Galilee. Okay, so where did he depart from? Where did he leave if he wasn't in Galilee? Where was John baptizing? It had to be here. So probably John the Baptist was baptizing here. Jesus was baptized here. Then he went into the wilderness, which is the mountains that we passed just on the way here. And John the Baptist went into prison where he was beheaded. And so that's why they think this was probably the most direct, the closest spot to the baptism. And it couldn't be much further south because it flows into the Dead Sea.
Right.
So it was either here or north, and this was probably the closest area to it. But regardless of whether it was a little bit south or a little bit north, this is the same river, and this is what it looked like.
Yeah.
You know, it's not running over rocks.
Yeah.
It's got a muddy bottom,
Yeah.
and it's muddy water.
Yeah, not what you imagine.
No.
For sure.
And by the way, the song that said, let's all go down to the river, there's a man walking on the water, that's not scriptural. Nobody walked on the water at the river. They walked on the water at the Sea of Galilee. So to be scripturally accurate, that song needs to be changed.
Wow.
Very cool.
It's almost just like a muddy ditch.
It is. It's like a muddy irrigation ditch. This is no man's land, technically. The fence, the actual border, of course, is the river. But the fence, the gate that we came through, from that fence to the border is all no man's land. This sign is not a joke. All of this area for miles was sown with mines, and they're still active. So I just read recently, just within the past few weeks or months, about a major clearing operation that they had going on right here at this site. So it wasn't until recently, probably the past 5 or 6 years, that this road was open and this site was open. So the first times that we came to the Holy Land, we weren't allowed to come down here. But now it's open, but you still have to be careful where you go. Pay attention to the signs. Fences are there for a reason. Don't ignore the fences. Like Brother Booker says, what a difference a line can make.
That's right.
So that's a minefield. Israel on this side, Jordan on this side.